Hello, this is week 24 of Baby Steps, and this week we're going to be talking about mindfulness and meditation. So many people have heard of the term mindfulness. However, there's a lot of questions and also misinterpretation of what mindfulness means. So mindfulness basically just means your ability to stay present in the moment. And why is this important? Well, when you're in the present moment, your mind has to be completely grounded into the here and now, which means there is no space for you to be ruminating about future catastrophes or worrying about past mistakes and error. Anxiety thrives on the future and the past. Anxiety can't really exist in the present because in the present, you basically just respond and react. And you have to just be in the present. There's no thinking and ruminating and worrying involved in the present moment, because when you're in the present, you're worrying about the future or the past. However, you're not really worrying about the present. So what are some ways that you can train yourself to remain more in the present so that you can be more zen in the here and now rather than worrying about the future or ruminating about the past? Well, I'm going to go over two specific tools. The first one is what we call should and buts. This is a mindfulness training tool. And basically, the two words should and but doesn't really deserve a place in our vocabulary because they both criticize. The word but negates everything that you said before the statement, so why use it, right? You would say something like, oh, Johnny, you did really great on this task, but you missed this and that point. So what's the point of saying anything prior to that? Also, a lot of people start sentences with buts when they're in defensive mode and they're trying to justify what they're saying. There's no point in that. The word should, whether you're shoulding yourself or shoulding somebody else or shoulding inanimate objects, you're criticizing, you're adding judgment, which also isn't necessary. There are so many more effective words that can be used in place of should or but. However, what you can do is start training yourself on these two words. So what I would suggest is to just be more aware of your usage of these words. And what you can do is start removing them from your vocabulary. You can also start tracking them in your usage, whether you're verbally speaking them out or you're thinking them mentally. Calculate how many shoulds and buts you're using each day and see if those words are decreasing or increasing and if there's a pattern by the end of the week. So that is mindfulness training on should and buts. The second one is basically mindfulness meditations. Now, how we do mindfulness meditations at the Renewed Freedom Center is basically you want to give yourself 15-20 minutes at each setting. And each time you want to start by taking deep breaths in. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you're using your breaths to ground yourself. And while you're breathing these diaphragmatic breaths, you want to close your eyes, sit in a relaxing place or even lying down, and then you want to visualize yourself from a bird's eye view. So you're seeing yourself from the top, you're observing yourself from the top. The next step is to utilize as many of your 5 senses to detect what you're experiencing, because your 5 senses are the only tangible perceptions that you have to keep yourself grounded in the present moment. So whether that is your sight, smell, taste, touch, what you hear. Observe yourself from the bird's eye view and see how many of those 5 senses you can keep intact at the same time without letting your mind wander. And if you notice your mind wander, that's okay. This is what the meditation is about. Let your mind wander and then bringing it back with your breaths. And whenever it goes again, that's okay. Come back with your breaths. So these are 2 simple tactics, simple tools that you can start implementing and training yourself to be more mindful in the present, to be more here, so that your mind isn't taking off to some place where it's filled with anxiety and stress. That's something that you can practice in this week's Baby Steps to a Stressless Pregnancy.